What's up, world? Welcome back to the fifth and final episode of the Nothing But Greatness podcast, Podsgiving series of 2025. It's New Year's Eve. I'm your host, Neptune Jones, and today I'm joined by Wade Dollar Sign.
Yep.
And I'm gonna let our special guest introduce himself.
Oh, this is so phenomenal. I am Derek Haynes, the chocolate botanist, representing the 252. Okay, the original North
Yeah, all
Carolinian,
right. Too far,
New
too
Bern,
far.
all day, 252 live. And I'm here just talking with the people. I'm so excited to be here.
We are glad to have you.
That's
How's
what's up.
everybody's week been?
It's all right. Ain't doing nothing. I'm on vacation.
That part.
I've been chilling.
Yeah, most of the same, just taking care of plants and trying to clean up a little bit.
I,
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like everybody's trying to clean up today before
Yeah, I did. New
that
Year's
oh
cleaning and
one oh
stuff.
one 26 hit. Y'all going out to see the acorn drop or partying, drinking?
I
The
have never
acorn.
seen it drop. So in Raleigh, they drop, instead of dropping a ball, they drop an acorn.
Oh,
I
that's
have
yeah,
never
that's right.
been to that. I'm not really a crowd person. And if I'm gonna be out in the
Yeah.
cold, surrounded by a bunch of people, I'm gonna be doing more than watching acorn drop.
Makes sense.
Fair point. Not mad at it.
Hey, I feel like I'm gonna just stay inside tonight. It's just within the past 2 nights that I have been out, it's been a lot of, police sightings and crime and then a lot of accidents. So I'd rather just stay
Hey,
home.
yeah. Well, well, I guess I'm technically home. I'm walking like three houses down to party.
I still
That's
So
get
fine.
out, man. Hey.
I'm home, basically. Well, I say party, it's only gonna be like five people. It's my neighbor, is his family and stuff. So
It's messed up that I wasn't invited, but
chill,
it's cool.
chill, play some cards. I
He
can't
skipped right
invite
over it too.
I can't
He
invite
skipped.
you to somebody else's house.
You could. That's because you ain't tried hard enough. He skipped right over that. He could have asked you if you wanted to come and be your own people. He just said, "You know what? I'm going. I don't know what you're doing. I'm going a couple doors down. You staying at home? Couldn't be me. I'm gonna go play Uno. You have fun being by yourself, I guess."
Literally, like no plans. I just,
I've been caught red-handed.
but there we're gonna let you start with your first topic, and I know you want to discuss Dr. Sebi.
Well, sure. Are y'all familiar with him?
Very.
Very.
um,
Before I, we got a
Average. So
Yeah, I was about to say,
average
I'm
so.
learning. I'm learning still, but I've heard the
That's
name and
good.
you
So
know,
the premise is, and ask your questions and we can have a good conversation. The premise is Dr. CB is a folk hero of sorts. I kind of see him as a mythologized hero. Whereas he was this black man, which is what they'll tell you, who went to court because the government, i.e., the white man, Mr. Charlie, was trying to go ahead and take him down because he was healing people, okay, with fruits and vegetables, okay, oranges, apples, celery, no lemons because they're fake, okay, no cauliflower, maybe some collards, but no lettuce, okay. I know all the things. And he was doing that to get not only the people healed of like cancer and diabetes, but also HIV. Because you let them tell it, the people who are the hardcore CBItes. He came to court with 50 to 100 people. Depending on who you ask, the number always jumps. It's never consistent. Sometimes it's 30 people, sometimes it's 75. He had thousands of people come in. The story always changes like Johnny Appleseed. And these people came in and said, he healed me, and then the courts dismissed the case. But
got
that
it.
man's legacy is as legitimate as my childhood imaginary friend. I had a beautiful childhood imaginary friend. It was a crab, okay? It wasn't real. It was as real as me trying to do a Power Rangers backflip as a child, sprained my arm, took the whole thing out of the socket, okay? I waited until I got healed. I thought I knew what I did wrong. This is a real story. I thought I knew what I did wrong. At the day they took the sling off, went and did it again. Went, boop, right back out. Same arm,
Jesus.
same
Oh
arm,
wow.
right? It was
Dang.
amazing. I've always been incorrigible. So he is a person that I wish Black folk could just let go.
And so, because I know, like you said, you're very knowledgeable. So I was going to ask you,
Mhm.
did you feel like he was more of a smart con man, or was he fully legitimate with the things that he was preaching while he was alive?
Did he believe it or not? I mean, I want to, it's hard to say, right? Because there are some people who I know who have similar mindsets to a CB and they believe they are doing the things, right? But if you don't have enough information, then you can't be fully aware of what you're doing is beneficial, right? If I don't know nothing about nobody's engineering, I cannot say that racing stripes on the side of my car are really making it faster because I'm not knowledgeable. And that seems so silly and juvenile, but that's what it sounds like when we're talking about life sciences and we say that the pharmaceutical industry, which uses plants as precursors or as like the first start to finding medications, skipped over everything he said and they're not making any of these cures, right? So it's really hard for me to say if he was legitimate or really conning or helping the people. There are people who I can say, what I can say is there are tons of people who died believing in him, thinking that he was their hope, and that hope didn't float.
Okay, okay, yeah. I
Makes
mean,
sense.
it's always like you said, it's mixed. It's always a mixed opinion on
Yeah.
what works and what happened. Because my dad is like, how can I put it? He'll believe some of it, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you mentioned the alkaline water, like, oh, this is the best thing
Oh
on earth
God.
to drink, and it flushes your system. And then some people say you're not supposed to be drinking it for long periods of time as well.
So I am not a like human biologist. I'm a plant biologist by like degree and education and everything. When it comes to that, I've learned from other like human biologists that your body, the machine that it is working to keep everything acidic, right? Because your stomach acid, all of your bodily fluids are some form of acidic. And I think if we think about it like a very basic system of like vinegar and baking soda, I wouldn't be able to have some vinegar here, some baking soda here, and things not be reacting and blowing up, right? That wouldn't make sense. With alkaline water or alkaline diets, where people are like, these fruits are alkaline and these vegetables are alkaline, all of that is hogwash. Like your body, you're seeing benefit because you probably weren't eating fruits and vegetables. And now you are. And now instead of you thinking, oh, I changed my diet, you're like, the magical medications of these plants are helping me. Like it's a maddening thing. And this is nothing against your daddy because my family would do similar things, right? They are trying to find a way outside of traditional medicines in order to get better. And if I say drink some water, they're gonna be like, yeah. But if somebody comes and says, CCC, my sister, if you drink this alkaline water, the mineralization will
Yeah.
open your
Facts.
pineal gland. And from there, it will allow your body melanation to electrify your circuits. All of that makes no sense. I put a bunch of words together. They don't
But
know
it
those terms,
yeah.
but I said it with confidence,
Yeah.
right? I said it like I knew what I'm talking, right? So I'm a very confident fool giving other people my foolishness. And now they're like, oh, it's better. You just were drinking water. You just needed to eat a bell pepper here and there. Eat some, when you get the collards, get the kale and eat them. It's the same plant. You can cook it the same way. Just eat some more greens. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. It's all in the presentation.
It is. And self-awareness. Like I know
Yeah.
my limitations. Like there are certain things I'm like, I don't, that is beyond me. I have no clue. So if you say anything, I'm just paranoid by default, so I'm not gonna believe you. But if you say anything, I'm liable to be like, okay, that sounds good, but I don't have a foundation to really say if this is legitimate or not. So I'm gonna have to do some legitimate research, like with legitimate educational academic sources, so I can go forward. Otherwise, We just talking.
Makes sense. Any questions you got on the topic,
Facts.
Wade?
No, I'm cool. So pretty much it's all in kind of presentation and then just make sure you eating right, drinking your water, eating your greens, all that type of stuff.
Most deaf, like there's no magic bullet in the plant world that can just like fix everything you got going wrong. Like if you have been eating McDonald's every day and you get a
Facts.
big, you went from the big and tasty, and then they canceled that. I missed the big and tasty to the Big
Yeah, me
Mac.
too. Me too,
Okay.
man.
The big and tasty, that's what it was. See,
It,
if I was going to be an adult film actor, that's what my name would be, Big and Tasty. Okay. I was going to work with Ronald and them to see if I could like lease that name out for 2 weeks. But when it comes to that, if you eating the food like that, you eat fast food all the time. There's nothing that you can eat, drink, smoke that's plant related that will just magically make it better. And that just doesn't just go for a Dr. Sebi mindset. That goes from any of these fat, skinny teas, any of these sea moss boss people that are giving you the sea moss gels. That
I
gives
was
you
gonna bring
any
that
plant.
up.
Yeah, there's none of that that can just eradicate your stinking living, right? I don't eat the healthiest in the world, right? People love to point out my weight. It is what it is. My metabolism shifted and I likes to eat, but I do eat. I make kombucha. I do eat greens. I do cook like decent, healthy food for myself. So my diabetic or anything like that. And old black people love to be like, oh, you have it, you got the diabetes. No, the doctors don't say that. Now you got it because you eat a lot of sweets every day. I eat sweets and I still balance it out with greens. So I'm working with diets, working with flavors and taste to make sure I'm getting something that freaking works. And I'm not just
yeah.
listening to somebody who is like, all of this is trying to kill you, but I'm smoking cigarettes. Like that doesn't work.
Facts.
Dr. Sebi told us that sperm was supposed to be green and women were to menstruate. I think he either said every 5 years or 10 years for 10 minutes. Most people, I see you making a face. Most people don't know that I was a deep Sebiite back in the day, 10, 15 years ago. I was actually 15-ish years ago. I was deep in them CB trenches because I was like, this is the man I need to model my life after because he's doing the things I want to do and helping people with plants. And as I got deeper, watching every video, all of them, looking up interviews, trying to find out about him. Things started to unravel because I asked questions. I'm curious. And once I start asking questions, that pokes holes in, well, wait a minute, none of this is right. Let me look at this court document to see what it actually says, because that's public record. Oh, this don't say
Yeah.
nothing that people told me. Oh, these people lied to me real bad. I need to assess. There we go. Stuttering real bad. Some alkaline boss was trying to put some witchcraft on me. That's why I started stuttering. I need to reassess my association with him.
So before we move on to the next topic, I got a funny question to ask you then. Because you
I got a
said,
funny answer.
you was in them trenches,
Uh-huh.
How much money did you lose on the sea moss?
Now
Because
this was before CMOS. Go ahead though.
oh no, I was gonna say, how much did you spend on the sea moss? Because I know a lot of people when he had, I forgot what, because it's been so many years, he had an interview where he was like, sea moss will cure anything. And there was like
Yeah.
a boom of
It was a
sea
sea moss
moss
boom.
sellers, every flavor, and it was just
Oh,
like the diet tea, you know what I'm saying? So it just cured
Facts.
all things of what they said.
that's what they say. I lost no money because I was a broke botanist. So I was able to like get some stuff, look into some stuff. But again, I'm also in school at this time. So I could go to my professor, Dr. Deuze at NC State, and say, hey, what about this plant to do this? What about this plant to do that? What studies show this? Like I have a notebook from that class of these are the plants. This is what their chemical components could do, right? This is why this works this way in a chemistry mindset with a biological standpoint, right? So it's not just woo, you eat the lettuce and your body gets better. Like it's actual legitimate science. So I lost no money, but I did lose time, right? And I've even lost time with friends and family who will get those things. They'll do the ISOTs. They will do the vinegar drink. I drink the vinegar and lemon juice before I go to bed, and it's supposed to make my metabolism go up. And I say, ooh, so that's gonna work. Then there would be no fitness people like ever. Like if that was legitimate, Planet Fitness wouldn't even be a thing. They would just serve you lemon and vinegar water as a lemonade stand. Like let's think about this. I have people who come, same people. Oh, the sea moss. Okay, so you eat a little sea moss and you still eat terrible. You eat no vegetables. You eat nothing green. You eat starches. Anything green you eat is cooked to hell and back and is choked in meat. Like, and that's I know you like it that way, but that's not going to help. So I've lost time and effort in that way. And then Dr. Sebi, there's a cousin who was like, oh, you shouldn't talk about him because he's dead and this and that and the other. And I stopped myself from saying some disrespectful things to her because I was about, but I did say the next time you need help with something and you need a question answered, I want you to dig him up. And she didn't like that too much because I told her I was kind enough to say I got shovels. So you don't even have to buy them. You don't have to buy them. You can get the shovels. I'll even come and help you. We drive to Honduras real quick because he's not black. He's Afro-Latino. He's from Honduras. The stories they tell, and then you actually look his history up. It's like, wait a minute, all this ain't mad enough. Because why did you come to America to do this and not do this in Honduras? Why did you like it starts at home? You didn't stop at home. You skipped. You hopped and you was like Africa. And it's like, well, no, bro, your ship stopped in Honduras first. It didn't just come from Africa to America. But anyway, I told her dig them up, and we don't really talk anymore. I don't know that she has, but I still got that in the clip for her. Just dig them up. Dig them up. Because if you want to believe something that's false, you can't come to me and ask me for help. Not no more. I
I
can't
feel
keep.
that.
I can't keep. I
Not
can't
mad
keep
at it.
getting disrespected from the people. And this man, his lies is the legacy that he has up here. I just can't do it. But yeah, that's the long answer to your short question.
Good education story. I
Yeah,
mean,
facts. Not mad at it.
and so the next topic I know that you had on the list was gardening, which is kind of like, in this day and time, I'm actually interested in because I wanted to ask about what
Hmm.
plants are good for beginners. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
And
very good
then
question.
Great
also
question.
fruits and vegetables because I didn't do it this year, but last year
Uh-huh.
I actually was able to grow some peppers and it turned out good.
Ooh,
I made salsa and stuff. So just
I bet that
about
was delicious.
what's good starter vegetables and stuff to cook and what time of the year and all that.
So here's what I want any of you who are trying to garden to do. Okay. Now, if you find a person like me, I'm a plant biologist. Again, I am degreed in this. I've worked in the field. I know so many things. I will still direct you to find your local cooperative extension office. Now, in every county of these United States, there is a cooperative extension office that will give you legitimate information how to grow and when to grow your plants in your areas, right? So here in North Carolina, we are now zone 8. We were formerly zone 7. I think we're 8A, and we were zone 7A, 7B, depending on who you ask, and depending on where you were in Carolina. But our seasons are typically greens are growing in the falls to the winter. You can sometimes do them in the spring. I do some greens year round, but that's just because I do what I want, right? There's tomatoes in the summer, different flowers you can do throughout the year, but your local cooperative extension office will tell you whatever crop you're trying to grow, a fruit, a vegetable, an herb, a flower, whatever it may be, a tree. This is when you do it, and this is how you do it, and this is what to expect, right? And then they can give you legitimate information. Generally, this is for free because you already pay for them through your taxes. Like you already pay taxes to the state and to the government that go to fund a lot of this free information that you can get. That's part one. Part two, when you are thinking of plants you want to grow or what is the easiest for a beginner, the easiest thing is what you're looking to eat or enjoy. You did peppers. You had a vision for them peppers. I can see it now. Okay. If I could just, do some ethereal, CBite alkaline, because I'm just going to keep throwing them up there because the people are going to be hot. They get real mad at me. Somebody threatened to come to my house years ago. And I was like, baby, do it. You'll be just like CB laying right beside them. But the people, you growing these peppers, you had a vision what you wanted to do with your peppers, right? Whether it was hot sauce or salsa, right? Or I just want to grow these to have them in my meal. You had a vision, and that vision led you to say, let me check on these peppers. You wouldn't just, even in the heat of the summer, there may have been days where you sat inside because, okay, it's hot out there. They're just going to fend for themselves. Because I do it too. But there's going to be most days where you're like, I really want these peppers to survive. So you're going to go the extra mile. That is what you need when you are growing at first. Because gardening is not just what some influencers make it seem on social media where it's pretty and you are out there looking nice, your skin is glowing, your garden looks perfect. There's work off camera that goes with that.
Mm-hmm.
I have been stung by random insects. I've been bitten by
Oh
ants.
yeah.
I've had crops eaten. I've had by various pests. I've had birds' nests that I've had to fight on the patio. I have had things just die for no reason. Things go missing. It's dug up. Who knows? But there's all types of chaos that can happen, but getting that thing that you were excited about is worth it. So whatever you're looking for, make sure you're growing it in the right season. Again, checking with cooperative extension, and then grow it. So tomatoes, if you want a tomato sandwich, get you some good tomato seeds or some starts from a big box store. Your Lowe's, your local garden places, get you, or the farmer's market, and get you a plant already grown, stick it in the ground, follow the instructions on the internet, again, cooperative extension, and grow and enjoy your plants. So again, you'll be good. Like my aunt, she wanted to do roses. She wanted to have this big yard looking like Pinterest. I told her those Pinterest people are probably in California. So they don't have what you have. And those Pinterest people, they go out in their yards all day, every day, at least 3 times a week. And they're checking on their gardens and they're watering and they're weeding and they're doing all types of stuff. They don't just go here for 2 hours a month. Like you have to put work into it in order to keep up what you want to look up. So there's not really a direct answer that I can give, but consider the plants you like to eat, that you want to enjoy, and grow them outdoors. If you love herbs and you want to spice up your food, grow you a rosemary, grow you some mint and make some tea. If you're like, I want to make tea, I want to make mint tea, think of the things you enjoy, right? For example, Sir Wade, he didn't know I was going to ask him this. I'm doing him on the spot. What's a plant that you be enjoying in your food?
Hmm.
He's very picky. Here you go.
This should be easy then. If he's very picky, that's a limited selection.
Yeah. Well, I'm good on tomatoes.
Okay, tomatoes. So
Yeah,
you eat them on your
love
sandwiches, or
tomatoes.
you make sauces? How you be eating them?
Tomato. I can eat a tomato like an apple.
There we
Oh,
go.
oh,
So then that works.
whoa.
Yeah.
Ew.
Now see, now
I wouldn't, but I
I
could. I
I
wouldn't, but I
almost
could.
hopped off of here and blocked both of y'all when he said ill because I can also eat a tomato like an apple, and I have.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I've gotten it right off of the vine.
Yeah.
A Cherokee purple, beautiful plant. Okay, it's bred by, I
Hmm.
believe, Craig LaHoulier, who's in North Carolina, a great tomato man, and I ate it. Literally shined it up on the shirt, which doesn't work because
Yeah.
apples have the waxy like outer side. The tomatoes aren't really as waxy. But I just wiped it off on my shirt, ate it. Now I ended up going in the house
Oh,
and getting some salt and pepper because you do need a little
oh
seasoning.
yeah. Yeah, you
But
got yeah.
I did do that, and I took that thing to a burger place, Only Burger, which is a beautiful burger place. If y'all have been there in Durham, Only Burger. I took it, sliced my tomato up, ate it on top of my burger in the
Oh,
restaurant. It was the most amazing thing. You can get you a Cherokee purple, right? If you love tomatoes in your salads, you can get you the purple tomato, which is from Norfolk Produce. It's the first GMO on the market that you can buy tomato. Like most people, they
hmm.
think you can just buy GMO stuff as a regular person. You cannot. Until like 3 or so years ago, you could not buy GMO
Uh,
seeds as a home gardener. But with this one, you can. So those are beautiful purple seeds. They're cherry tomatoes or beautiful purple tomatoes, cherry, small. They're amazing, right? And if you like sauces, you can grow you some Amish paste tomatoes and make your own sauces. Like there are so many different things you can do. Neptune, you said you want some peppers. You can get you some fish peppers. I hear they're really hot. I have a friend that grows them in Florida.
Okay.
right? And you can look into growing these things and then start from there. Start and then work your way out. Okay, I've grown the tomatoes, but now I want to grow some bell peppers. Let me grow some bell peppers, or I'm gonna grow some eggplant. Okay, get you some eggplant. You say you're picky, you're funny acting, but eggplant actually doesn't really taste like anything. It tastes like what you cook it in. So you get you some eggplant, you eat that. You say, okay, this is great. Let me grow me some potatoes. Okay, give me a couple of potatoes growing. You can just expand it out with your hot peppers. You can grow some onions. That's different seasons, but throughout the year, you can grow different things to increase your garden and to supplement, not really like replace, but supplement your grocery bill.
And just to clear it
All
up,
right.
I love tomatoes. I just ain't never ate one just like an apple.
So you don't just have,
Yeah.
because if I get a tomato off the vine, there's nothing I love more than that. I watch it, get ripe, and the birds didn't pick a hole in it. I don't have any insects that have just taken over. I've made sure I've
Yeah.
protected it all year, and then I get that beautiful ripe tomato off the vine, still warm from the sun, and I just go right into it. You don't have a vision of yourself doing that.
I mean, in the future, maybe.
Hey,
He's like, I'm
I'm not
I'm a,
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I ain't
because
mad
I
at it. I mean,
I'm with you. I'm
a
with you on
little
that.
again, and then you get a little salt, or you take the first bite, put a little salt and pepper in that second bite. You just go ahead and
On
eat a little
the
salt and
yeah,
pepper.
yeah,
And you get on that inside.
yeah,
yeah.
there we
Oh,
go.
it's because
Yeah, cause
once
my
you, uh-huh.
my neighbor growing up, he had a tomato garden, but it was only me and him that ate tomatoes. So whenever they grew, he just gave me like a big grocery bag of them.
Oh, that was amazing.
But
I
it
know
was
those are
just
the
like,
best.
oh yeah, for sure. He had green and red. I ain't really do the green ones like that,
Green
but
was a
the red
great.
ones,
Now,
red ones are
fried green
solid.
tomatoes, when they're made right, I do like a fried green tomato. And there are some
Yeah,
varieties that are just ripe and green, but a fried green tomato I enjoy. Oh God, I
yeah, yeah. Shout out to tomatoes,
Yeah, I just
enjoy.
know that like
tomatoes.
I'm speaking it into existence. When I get my house, I am gonna start that garden. Cause like, I grow here and there, but my father-in-law, he has his garden, and when I say he's prepared every year, he has
Hmm.
the zucchini, the squash. He'll be like, "What you need?" And he's sending grocery bags back home. You know what I'm saying? So I want to have that garden. So anything
and
you want
and
to ask, Wade?
and
Hmm.
while he's thinking of what to ask, you can get seeds from your stepfather. Like you can get those seeds and carry those genetics with you. And now you have that history of the seeds that he may have purchased or somebody gave him, and you can grow those same plants.
I'm gonna ask him for some, most definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm. That makes sense. So it is. I did see somewhere years ago, but so
Hmm.
if I buy like a bell pepper from Food Line, and the
Hmm.
seeds be on the inside, can I
Hmm.
put that seed like in soil or whatever and grow more peppers?
Yeah, you definitely can. Like, let me show
Okay,
you.
so that is
You
true.
didn't
Okay.
know that I was going to do a live demonstration. I didn't know that I was going to do a live demonstration
Hey, we
because
here
I never
for it.
know what I'm going to do because I have a bell pepper that I actually just bought from the Harrison Teeter. And what had
Oh,
happened
cool.
was I dropped it on the ground a couple times so it cracked. They were going to just take it away from me. I didn't want them to because I know they're just going to throw it away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I dropped it. I'm going to rinse it off anyway. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
So this is a bell pepper. This bell pepper is a fruit. Okay. This fruit is a ripened ovary, right? Beautiful ripened ovary. Now, when we think of vegetables and fruits and all that stuff, that's culinary terms. But botanically, this is a fruit. This was an herb ovary that got pollen into it, swole up like a baby would in a human being or a mammal, right? And made this. And on the inside of this, he says, dropping seeds everywhere, is this beautiful conglomerate of seeds of your next generation. Because I used to hoard seeds, and by used to, I mean I still do, would scrape all of these seeds off, right? All of these different seeds, I would just scrape them off. Let's see if I can do this in the camera. Scrape them off with my little finger, okay? And then once I would collect enough of them, put them in a little mason jar. Let that mason jar stay open or put them on a napkin or a plate. Let them dry out and then save them for the next season. Now, this is something that I really love to do. If I go and get like a special bell pepper from like the farmer's market or something that is different than the traditional ones you get, right? But you can definitely do that. You can do that with the tomatoes you get from the grocery store. As long as the seeds are developed and they are mature, you can do that. The way that we run into trouble is like oranges or apples. Those take so long to go from seed to fruit,
To
right? And especially with apples, apples are a wild factor. Every apple seed, if I get an apple seed from 5 apples off of the same tree, if I get 20 apple seeds, I can get 20 different trees, 20 different tasting apple trees. If I can like snap my fingers and make them magically mature, right? Apples genetically are just wild. They don't take after the parents. But for produce, in most cases, that does work.
Okay.
all
Okay.
right, we'll give that a shot.
I about to
Yeah.
say it's one thing that I know that, because it's patented, I think I'll never get to grow it really unless I still want somewhere is the pink pineapple. Though
Now,
Ah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I have a friend that's growing one, but allegedly growing
Hey,
one.
it's
hey, that's his favorite
Okay.
word.
one of my
Allegedly.
words.
Allegedly growing. So when you have a genetically modified organism, right? And this is where people, when they're like online, they feeding us GMO produce at the stores. And I'm like, ooh, y'all are just ignorant. When you make a GMO crop, right? I have literally worked to get this plant to be what I want it to be. And that work, like breeding, is tedious, but unlike breeding, it's more expensive. Like breeding is expensive because you have to do a lot of trials and I have to like slowly over time get to where I want it to be, make sure traits are like lined up, traits meaning the thing that I'm looking for in the first place to be in this plant. But in a genetically modified situation, it's not like the science fiction movies and books make us believe where they just, they just put in a little gun and say, and then it just says, this apple now speaks Latin. Like it doesn't, it's not that simple. There's still a long time in the development from the concept to reality and money with that. And with that, because that plant is decrowned, the pineapple, you can't propagate it in most cases like you typically could. But I do have a friend who I won't name who I believe collected seed and because the pineapples do have seeds in them because they're ripened ovary, and those seeds they planted, and I can't remember what the status of that pineapple is. But if you do get a pink pineapple, check it for seeds.
okay.
Little brown seeds conspicuously in the fruit.
I got another
Cool.
question about fruit.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is something that's always been talked about, and we've talked about this in middle school, so it's been a long time. The original bananas had seeds, right?
They did.
Okay. And they just modified them, they disappeared. Or
They bred them. So
okay.
so it's the same word, but I'm very specific because when we say genetic modification, people look at that like bad. Like
Mm,
they're like, ooh, they genetically modified it, right? Versus breeding, which they look at it as good. And then there's some people who are like, all these plants that are found in nature are good, and the ones that were messed with by humans are bad. So there's kind of a couple of different boats of people. When it comes to the original banana, that original banana had seeds that were not the inconspicuous little black specks that we don't really worry about today, but they
mm,
were big, dumb seeds that could hurt your teeth. And really, just in general, fruit over the millennia has looked different because of human interaction. Like corn was a grass called teosinte. And if you look up teosinte and you think about having that on the cob, you would be like, ugh, like I don't want that, right? You would be hard pressed to be like, I want this at a Fourth of July party. But corn as we know it and as we have it is amazing. And that's T-O if you're Googling it, Teosinte, right? It looks like a weed outside. It's the most like if you walk by a field of it, you wouldn't be like, "Ooh, yeah, butter and salt." Like you're not thinking of
yeah, I
that.
would have kept walking.
You keep walking because you're like, "This ain't for me." Oh, y'all wanted me to get what? No, not that, right? But over millennia, breeding happened to get more flesh around the seeds, more flesh on the cob, which evolved into the variety of corn we have today, right? With collards and kale and broccoli and cauliflower and kohlrabi and mustard, all of those are the same plant. It's Brassica oleri, I believe, right? These brassicas are just different cousins, different twins or siblings, identical siblings, just bred for something different. One has bigger leaves, one has bigger terminal buds. That includes what is that one I love? It's like little cabbages, but it's not.
Brussels?
Brussels sprouts. There we
Brussels
go.
sprouts. Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, the names are eluding me, right? All of these plants, cabbages included, are all the same. Like if you grow cabbage and kale, it all looks exactly the same. You can get them and eat them up. It's beautiful. So when we think about fruit, yeah, there were seeds in everything, but just because something is seedless doesn't mean it's bad either.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
Because I know there's a lot of people who be like, see, they don't have seeds and everything produced by seeds. That's my voice. If I was gonna be
Mm-mm.
a hotep, see, DJ just came in. He didn't know I'm doing a voice. If I was gonna be a hotep DJ, my name would be Tio's Yerba Mate. There we go. Had to think about it because I was like, I had too many ideas going on. It would be Yerba Mate, right? Because it sounds African, but it's really a drink you can get sometimes at Starbucks, right? I would be like, see, everything produces with seeds and you need a seed. And they don't think because something is seedless that it came from a seeded origin, right? All of us came from somebody who could have kids, but that doesn't mean that we can have kids. That doesn't mean that. In the same way that there are plants that came from breeding in some way that cannot produce their own seed. It's not, an offense to God, especially because it happens in nature, like across the living spectrum of life, animals, fungi, mammals, plants, all of that stuff. There's some that just can't reproduce, and I mean that's all right.
Cool.
So we were talking about, I know you just joined DJ. We were talking about gardening and fruit and stuff. So if you have any questions, now it's time to ask.
I
Nah,
mean,
I
I'm a
mean
whole plant biologist.
that was a about to say that was a hell of an analogy in regards to like, how people aren't able to have kids and like that really puts it into perspective. Like, damn, nah, you're right, 100%. Nah, that's
We
crazy.
all we all know somebody who they can't have kids and they adopted, or somebody who was adopted,
Hmm.
right? For whatever reason, they chose not to have kids or they could not. And we separate that when we look at seedless watermelons because we're like, that's not real. That's GMO. And it's like, no, it's just
Yeah.
breeding.
And that's the thing. I've always heard that, like that anything seedless is not authentic, like it's not organic, not authentic.
You know, when I think of science, I think about it like this. There are people we know, especially as black men, there are people who will go out their way to say untruths about black men.
Hmm.
We don't take care of our kids. We do this, we do that. We run after white women. And if any of y'all do, that's on you. But no negatives on that. I'm not against the interracialness of it all, but they assign aspects of to us that are not true as a whole, and we are aware of that. There are people in
Hmm.
your personal lives who will be like, "Yeah, DJ went and did this," and you be like, "That's a lie. That's a lie and three quarters." There's people who will say, I went and did this and I said this and I did this. And I'm like, no, I didn't. That don't even sound like me. You're stupid. Like that you's a dummy. Because you
Facts.
couldn't even make a believable lie, right? If you're gonna lie, make it good. That's why I'm good. I makes a lie sound good. Y'all don't. But that's what happens, I think, with science. People just say something because they feel it and they have no fact behind it whatsoever. They have no feeling. So they feel like black people are this and we're hyper violent and we're this and we're that. And they feel like I did this and I said that and I be acting like this. And then I'm like, well, there's no realism behind that. Like you got to
Facts.
do better.
I will say that you make a point when people use that certain voice, like the little hotel voice, it triggers people
It's
to
like
really be
yeah,
believing
that's
this,
what
you know.
that's what I was saying. It's all in presentation.
Because you hear a
What?
dude talk at the barbershop. Most of the
Yeah,
time, he using that voice when
right.
he's explaining the crazy conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Of course, because he's
yeah,
confident.
yeah.
If you
Yeah,
speak with confidence, you can get anybody to believe anything.
they
I'm about
say
to
they
talk
say
like
it's,
that next time I try to
yeah.
get a raise.
They
Yeah.
say
See, see,
sometimes it's
see.
not what you say, it's how you say it.
Exactly. See, see, see. I need more money in my bank account because you should account for me banking all of this successful
There we
business for you, my brother. You see, that's what you put them words together. You flip it around, they confuse stars. You use confuse right on them. It's real effective. And now, okay, you done caught them in
Yeah,
a Pokeball to get your raise. Look at me helping the people.
yeah. That's why we listen to Dr. Umar. He sounds
Oh,
so.
oh God,
uh-oh.
no.
Uh-oh.
Or let
Don't do
me
it. Don't do it,
let me
Wade.
clear it up. Listen to him, meaning while people hear him and like, oh
I was
yeah,
about
I
to
hear
say,
him. That's that's
okay.
that's what that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I
I
mean.
was like, we don't put me in that. I don't listen to
No,
them.
just the voice, the voice, the voice, the voice,
There are
the
some things he
voice.
said that I'm like, okay, you speaking legitimate. But overall, there are confident idiots out here who can speak, not to say he's one of them, but who can speak and just say any old thing. They have no facts behind it. And I don't often get swayed by those people heavily because I ask a lot of questions. And that pisses them off because I am that person that isn't quit. Like my whole life, I've been, but why? Like, why are we doing this? My family hated it. Oh, just because, right? But I'm like, I want to know like what
Yeah,
is the logic behind it so
Hmm.
I can apply it to something else. If you don't got no logic, you don't got nothing. We just got flights of fancy.
yeah, that's
That's
real.
You
what
saying,
that's what be killing me about people who like follow those people like Dr. Umar and stuff like that. Is like, damn, if I don't agree with them, I'm wrong. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
saying everything that this person says is wrong, because like you said, he does have some good points. But from a general majority speaking, I don't agree with a lot of what he says, so I don't, you know what I'm saying, don't follow. That doesn't mean that people don't got good talking points. It's just that the majority of what they're saying, I don't
yeah,
align with.
I
So
love
like,
that.
yeah, that just really brought something to my head because like and I don't want to make this about that, but like that's when I
No,
was
go
looking on
ahead.
online in regards to the whole Charlie Kirk situation, and people were
Uh-huh.
just like, oh, he I'm like, there was a lot of things that he said that people didn't agree with. I'm not saying that some of the things he said was wrong, like the whole stance he had on Nicki Minaj not being a role model for kids. I mean, I understand that. I mean, that's facts. But that doesn't take away the other crazy shit that he said that I don't agree with, right? So like me saying that I don't follow him or agree with him, like motherfuckers was getting tight, getting upset. It's like,
Oh,
Let's
they
keep it a
was, man.
buck. I'll tell you why he don't agree with Dr. Umar all the time, and it's because Dr. Umar said he couldn't have his white women. Go ahead and put it out there, DJ.
uh,
aha.
the last girl I dated was a Latina, sir. So
He don't agree with that either. There you
See,
go.
you were getting close. See, he was in Latina, which is in Spain. That's in Europe. You was getting close to London. That's what you was trying to do. I know what the people are trying to do because Umar told me they start over there in Spain trying to get to Russia and them. Okay, because it's close into Europe. See, they
uh,
sometimes start in Asia. They try to go ahead sneak their way in. You can't be doing that, my brother. But no,
and
on a serious tip, it it maddens me when people are not able to see the forest for the whole forest, right? Dr. Umar, I'll say this with him and Charlie Kirk and all these people, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So I'm going to be like, okay, look, I agree with you on some of this. And some people I'll be like, oh, okay, you talking sensical now. Maybe you knew good sense. Maybe you just found it. But in most other cases, man, like if it's just not making sense, it's not making sense.
Yeah.
There you go. And for the last topic of the night, I just wanted to
Mm,
just discuss the Monks Walk for Peace. They started
uh-huh.
in Texas and are heading to DC. They just stopped in North Carolina. And I'll say that it started off good in like most messages, but I feel like people always blow it out of proportion. instead of just recognizing for what it is. I feel like yes, they're
I
walking for
can
peace.
see
They're
that.
trying to do their message, but now people have turned this into some glorified spectacle, if that makes sense. Like not taking away anything from it, but instead of
Hmm.
just looking at what their message is and why they're doing it, people are just like, "Oh, I want to show up just to say that I was there." You know what I'm saying? Like they just went through
Yeah, I see
Atlanta,
it.
and Atlanta showed they ass. I mean, cameras in the faces of the monks to where they had to have a police escort. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
And it's just
Yeah,
it's getting really bad, and they're still pushing through. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but it's just like I wish people would just take the time to understand why they're doing this instead of
yeah.
just trying to
Like
be a
just
part of it.
yeah, let them be. And once again, 9 times out of 10, it's just for social media. So they be like, oh
Now,
yeah, I was here with the monks. Yeah, I'm
I was
here.
just about to say
So
that. That's just the
you know,
unfortunate era of the social media, society. It's
yeah,
just the fact that like the thing about it, like when we were coming up, we would have saw something about this on the news or heard it seen in the newspaper or heard about it the next day at school or something like that, right? We didn't have the ability to be like, oh yeah, they about to be in my city, so I'm gonna go and what I'm saying, go
yeah,
out there, right?
Hmm.
Now people are just like, hey, if I can get on camera seeing them being out there, what I'm saying, like this is something I can put on the web or something like that. It's the unfortunate aspect of the matter. But hey, that's just the unfortunate side society we live in now.
All
Well,
right.
yeah, information is just super accessible and quick. So people are looking to be featured and valued. And I think that kind of circles to everything we talked about with the plants and the CBites and the alkalinites and the sea moss bosses and all these other people. People want to feel like they are the person that is like chief and that they are
so
so viewable that they have reached a level of celebrity. And I get it because I want it for myself. I want to be up there. I've done some cool things. But it's all about for me, the way you get it. And you sticking a camera in somebody's face and abusing their physical space ain't it. Like you trying to detract from a movement, it is for peace to cause chaos in these peace walkers, just ain't it. But that's just me.
yeah,
And I know Wade can vouch for me. I've always been like a content creator, camera type person. I've done photography. I've loved to like track stuff and just keep a record. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
he's
picture
lying.
person. I'm just
He's
what?
lying.
Whatever.
He's lying.
Anytime we do something, I'm always the person recording video or taking pictures because it's just like in this moment, I always want whether it's just me or anybody else, to look back and be like, that was a time to be had. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because that's what
Yeah,
I taught. I was taught that photography is looking back at the memories and making your mark on history. And I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to go to like the little monks walk and just view them and all that, but the way people have like blown it out of proportion and just caused chaos, I couldn't bring myself to just be a part of it. Because they work when they have designated stops and they'll talk to you and all that. And I'm just like, I know how I am. If I get overwhelmed, monks don't really have that social life of doing like social media and all this and that. I know they're already overwhelmed to the point where when they were in Atlanta, they had to have a police escort. I don't want to add to that. Go
yeah,
on about your message, and I can support from where I am, which is why we're talking about it on the pod today. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing. I'm all for peace and unity. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
yeah,
You got to think about like when what you just said. Like monks are known to be like very spiritual, not much social type of thing. So like for this to be what's going on, and like you said, people being their face consistently with cameras and stuff like. This is something different for them. So I can only imagine how uncomfortable a lot of this is, but they're just masking it to continue with their, what they're wanting to do,
yeah.
like their message and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah, it's one goal in mind. Can't let
Literally.
nothing stop it.
Mm.
So, yeah. So how far would y'all walk for peace?
To my car.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, I don't know. It really just depends. You know, I've done cancer walks on campus and all that, so I mean, if it's for a
Yeah,
cause and my
Yeah,
body
man.
can handle it, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing
that's
no
facts.
starvation, tying myself to a tree or nothing. You know, you can
Yeah.
get a couple steps
Yeah,
out of me.
Get a little walk in.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's
And
facts. I
what?
mean, I would do something like that.
Yeah, I figured you would. I was waiting on your answer. I already knew.
He about to go throw on his robe now. He already
Yeah.
bald. He had to wait. I will say it is
Uh,
sad because two of the monks did unfortunately get injured. One of them had their legs amputated too
Oh,
because people being nosy, a truck driver caused an accident or something, and the monks were
oh
injured
man.
too. And one of them
Oh
had to have
God.
their legs amputated. Like it's
That's a commentary for you. So I'm walking for peace, and now I've lost my mobility.
Right.
I've lost my legs walking for peace. That is
That's
that
it.
is that is
Yeah,
a statement.
yeah. That's
yeah.
That's a commentary on this world we live in.
that's
sorry.
insane.
Sorry for dark humor, but if he was jogging, it might would have been all right.
Yo.
The thing is, bro, like being in this area, we see this every day, bro. Anytime there's an accident, traffic gets backed up, and it's not generally even because of the accident. It's because people are slowing down, trying to see what's going on. It's
Rubberneck.
like you're making it worse. Cause like, why?
Yeah,
What are we doing?
rubbernecking. What are we doing? I because they got to look because they feel like if they lay their eyes on it, then somehow it's gonna get better and make them feel good. And it's a nosy spirit. I have people who will be like, I've been with people, some family who be like, oh, what's going on? We going. We not looking over there. We not gonna stay in here and try to look and see. So you can have a story to tell somebody else. The story was I took you away from here and I said let's go
Hmm.
because you stay in and look is how you get shot. You see, this is y'all are just trying to get a story, and I'm trying to get you to get a bullet because you don't know what these people got. We got to get out of here. It is so maddening to be on 40 or 440 on one of the many
I about to
highways and
say
be like, you
40
know
is
what?
where it's always at.
Yeah.
Oh my
Y'all
gosh, bro.
done, y'all done got into an accident and then you got a tree in the tree. And I'm like, okay, but
In
how
the
long
tree.
does it even take you to look? Like you literally boom, boom, like you just staring and be like, let me count how many branches they knocked over. Like, what are you doing? How many
That's
people
real.
over there is in that car? Let me see. It probably was three people. Are you writing stories? Are you
Yeah.
chiseling things? Like, what is going on?
It do be them hood reporters
True.
though that pop up any and everywhere that something happens.
Right.
You got
That's
them
so
certain
good.
ones.
Facts.
They're gonna be everywhere.
My goodness gracious.
But if nobody else has anything, man, it's time for closing statements.
Okay, closing statements.
What?
I'll let our special guest give out his social media, any information you want to say or anything.
Sure. So I am the chocolate botanist on all the platforms that I want y'all to know about, and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. If MySpace was still hot kicking, I'd
I
be
say
up there.
MySpace. Yeah.
Google Plus, AIM, OVO. I'd be on all of them. But I am the chocolate botanist. Find me, ask me your plant questions. I try to answer just about any and everybody. So reach out to me. And I don't know, when is this coming out?
It'll be Friday.
Uh,
Friday, beautiful. The 24th and 25th of January, I will be at Plant Mania, which is going to be at the Raleigh Fairgrounds.
oh,
Um,
cool. Okay.
So I'm going to be out yonder. I may be teaching. I may just be attending. We'll see as it gets closer. If you see me post a lot about it, that means I'm teaching. If you see me post nothing about it, that means I'm just going to be there. So come and, see me and give me a high five or something. Let me know. Let me know beforehand you're going to give me the high five. So you ain't just having your hand up and I walk off. Like, what are they doing?
Oh,
But, do that and, just keep growing. That's it. That's all I got.
cool.
Wade, DJ.
Um, and my janitor homeboy, I shouted out what two couple episodes ago. Oh man, done quit, man.
Dang
Man,
it, bro! You shout him out and he quit. That's crazy.
man, I got him another job, man. Yeah, shout out Alberto. Yeah, that's my guy, man. But yeah, yeah. His school ain't gonna be the same no more, man. On the old school.
Oh my goodness. Look, first soldier janitor, now Alberto.
Yeah, no.
Oh goodness.
That's crazy.
Hey, Joker spoke to me every day. I don't know if he spoke English or not, but he spoke and smiled and
So how
gave
did
me
he
a hug
speak?
a
What
couple
did he say
times.
to you?
I'm
He's,
glad you
he's like,
asked.
he's be like, hey, like he'll say hey, and then like I'll respond, and he just be smiling. So I was like, all right, man, good to see you.
All right,
Hey,
Yeah, literally. And then like, all right, give a pound or whatever. He'll walk by. Yeah, it's always in passing.
He was just
this
there
sounds
for
like.
good vibes and a paycheck. That's all that.
Uh, I
Let
ain't
me
gonna
see how
lie.
long I can smile at these people and say, "Hey, see before I get fired." That's what he was doing. That is wild. That sounds like a
Yeah,
horror movie.
Man.
yeah. Dang. But yeah, so yeah, that's it.
DJ, even though you showed up late,
Nah, I was about to say I apologize for my tardiness, everybody. I was coming from home. Shout out to my little brother, just turned 13 years old, which is crazy. Whole teenager now.
happy birthday to Fat
You know what
Man.
I'm saying?
Lil Hope.
Birthday.
So yeah, I was working my way. And you know how when you home with family, everything needs to get done while you there before you
Oh, of
leave.
course.
So so I got as
Yeah.
I'm leaving out, it's like, can you do this?
I
Can you do
need you to go to the store.
this?
I need you to go. Can you take this trash out real quick? Come look at this picture.
Like everything right before you go. So love the family though. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, man. Hopefully we'll have you back. Not hopefully not next year, but like, in before the next pod's given. So we can learn a little bit more. Appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yeah,
Um,
facts.
Enter another year, fellas. Another year.
Yeah. 2026.
2026. Hope maybe we'll get another in person pod coming up for y'all
We do
sometime
need to work
soon.
on that. Yes, we do.
But everybody, stay blessed. You know what I'm saying? And happy new year to everybody that's watching and to all the fellas on the pod.
Well, I'll go ahead and be the last person to speak. You know, Happy New Year's to everybody. Don't just set your goals, accomplish them. Let's start with that. I'm gonna give a shout out to my little brother because is doing another launch for his brand
Mm.
Jacor. So everybody go support
D'accord.
that. You know what I'm saying? I was being funny. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be $20 for me to promote you. So you're like, but I'm your brother. Hey, business is business, brother.
Uh,
What are you talking
well,
about?
I'm your brother. Well, 15 then.
There you go. But a shout out to him, man, supporting. Shout out to everybody that supported us and joined us for Pies Giving. It's always great. This episode was definitely educational. I was looking forward to it, especially seeing your content on social media. I'm glad we made it happen. I know we had talked before, and it was just like, dang, I wanted to like get it in. I said Pies Giving will be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we got you in. Hope everybody has a great night. Stay blessed, and thanks for joining us.
And it's my last episode. All right.
Let's do it.